Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video, we are diving into the second season of a very quirky anime that has had a lot of hate and love in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush name is a direct reference to rush dueling. It's the 8th series in the Yu-Gi-Oh! franchise, introducing the first non-human Yu-Gi-Oh! main protagonist, Udius Velgear. We'll dive into the history of the show a little later, but before we get any further, make sure to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. Now, without further ado, let's get it! Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush first aired on TV Tokyo on April 3rd, 2022, just 1 week after Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's ended. This show's second season ran from April 2nd, 2023 until March 24th, 2024, and had mixed reactions from viewers and critics. It is the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to take place as an interquel to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's, taking place both about 200 years before and eventually after 7's. Similar to 7's, unlike previous entries, Kazuki Takahashi had no involvement in the project. Unlike the original series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, 5Ds, Zexal, and Arc 5, Go Rush, similar to 7's, was not overseen by Studio Gallop, but handled by Studio Bridge, the second season running for 51 episodes. So, let's get into the story. Season 2. Udius, recently promoted to Chief of UTS Alien Investigations Division, assures Yuhi that their bond would remain unchanged. When London sought UTS's help to locate a missing elementary schooler in the alien residential area, Udius decided to take on the task to assist the individual in distress. However, Mr. Tazaki and other adults opposed the idea, citing the danger lurking underground. To resolve the dispute, Tazaki proposed a rush duel, revealing his prowess as a duelist to Udius. Through the duel, Udius discovered the concept of piercing effects as Tazaki employed them against London, who remained steadfast despite the challenge. This revelation prompted Udius, Yuhi, and Yuamu to seize the opportunity to sneak away, yet their escape attempt was short-lived as the adults caught up with them at the underground train station. Surprisingly, instead of scolding them, the adults provided them with lunch and shared the special UTS motto, encouraging them to fulfill the mission and entrusting their safety to Udius. This turn of events both surprised and encouraged the trio as they embarked on their mission with renewed determination. Upon boarding the train, Udius, Yuhi, and Yuamu reviewed the materials London had provided, including the name of their target, Yuna Goha. They also discovered 3 rush battlers but couldn't discern their purpose. Upon arrival, they were confronted by 3 alien brothers, recognized by Udius as being from the Jersey Devil planet, earning him favor with Joji and Ofuruno. However, George harbored resentment towards Udius for his television appearance with Manya and his origin from an urban world. Consequently, he challenged Udius to a rush duel. The twins urged Udius to accept after learning rush battlers stored duel power. Throughout the duel, George emphasized the importance of cost to Udius, deflecting his attacks effortlessly. Summoning Blackluster Soul Jersey, George nearly defeated Udius, but his miscalculation in summoning it after using Penguin Soul Jersey's effect allowed Udius to summon them back with Nova Spark, mitigating enough damage to survive. In his subsequent turn, George tried to thwart Udius by shuffling monsters in his graveyard, but Udius countered with Mobius Discharge, powering up Galactica Oblivion to secure victory. After the duel, they shared lunch and inquired about Yuna. The brothers suggested seeking the information in the dark side of town. Returning to the surface that evening, Yuhi claimed to have spotted a ghost. The next morning, UTS mirrors were mysteriously placed outside, revealed to be Yuhi's doing. When questioned, Yuhi insisted he was under instruction and fled in fear, prompting Udius and Yuamu to bind him up and head out with the adults to find the informant. However, warnings appeared on buildings, deterring their search. Yuamu initiated a UTS special emergency alert, speaking in UTS cipher, noting the ghost's inability to halt their progress. They reached a building where Udius, using his Udius eyes, encountered an attack, reverting him to his human form. Fortunately, Yuamu led them to a room of mirrors, deducing the ghost's aversion to its reflection. They discovered the ghost was a swarm of skyfish converging into the informant Fisher Sukai. Yuamu bargained new intel for details on Yuna Goha, but Sukai disclosed various secrets, including Udius' struggle with Yakisoba and their monitoring of UTS since the Zuijo incident. Despite this, Yuamu challenged Sukai to a rush duel. Sukai utilized anti-light tactics against Yuamu's high-tech dragons, but Yuamu adapted by adjusting her deck, secretly incorporating a booster pack. She summoned Red Boost Dragon, countering Sukai's strategy and securing her victory. Post-duel, Sukai admitted ignorance regarding Yuna's whereabouts, hinting at her possible location in the Rovian Bandits' Banloon Castle, accessible only with the macho rank of dual power. Sukai escorted Udius, Yuhi, and Yuamu to the Coruffium in the alien residential area, a spot where they could rapidly boost their dual power by defeating formidable opponents. They quickly grasped the skill level of the duelists there, especially after hearing that George Jersey had been vanquished. Upon registering with Venus Geniko, Udius was eager to duel, but deferred to Yuhi for the first match. Yuhi faced off against Nomura, partnered with Damas, whom Udius identified as a Chapoian. During the rush duel, Damas made several prophetic declarations that rattled Yuhi's concentration. Despite Udius initially having faith in his friend, Yuamu reminded Udius of her past success in unsettling Yuhi with similar mind games. Reduced to relying on coin tosses to make decisions, Yuhi managed to activate the effect of his joint tech Tosseratops, despite misinterpreting it, ultimately defeating Nomura. Post-duel, they discovered that Damas had been reciting prophecies from Mr. Universe, a revelation that excited Udius as he explained its significance to the group. Udius and the twins continued their winning streak in rush duels at the Coruffium until Manabu and Nayandestar intervened, expressing concern. The situation escalated when Ranran Nanahoshi, Manabu's superior, and Nayandestar's former partner arrived with plans to shut down the Coruffium. She intended to relocate the aliens, using it to a more controlled prison, disregarding their pleas. Despite attempts to reason with Ranran, Udius and the twins found themselves cornered in the arena. Yuamu managed to momentarily distract the MIK guards, allowing them a brief escape. However, they were soon trapped again. Manabu, striving to resolve the conflict in favor of the aliens, proposed settling the matter through a rush duel. Although Ranran boasted about her unbeatable record, she proved to be a novice opponent for Manabu. Nayandestar revealed that Ranran's success stemmed from her subordinates deliberately losing to her, rather than at her own skills. Despite a remarkable comeback fueled by the crowd's support, Ranran ultimately fell to Manabu. His victories ensured the Coruffium's continued operation, much to Udius' admiration. Leaving the Coruffium that evening, still lacking the necessary dual power for entry into Badloon Castle, they encountered a cloaked girl who questioned their intentions regarding her master Rovian. Udius realized she was likely one of the Rovian bandits, confirming Yuamu's plan to draw them out had succeeded. However, the girl holding Fisher Sukai's skyfish captive proved uncooperative. With no other leads, Udius challenged her to a rush duel, which she initially scorned until noticing his dual disc. She agreed to duel on the condition that if she won, she would claim Udius' dual disc and all of their dual power. Returning to the Coruffium, they commenced the rush duel. The girl quickly gained the upper hand with Seven's Road Magician, mocking Udius, who was determined to aid Yuna. Despite his effort with Galactica Oblivion, the girl, revealed to be Yuna Goha herself, unleashed a new type of spell card, Road Arms Seven's Lance, bolstering her magician and bypassing Udius' defense to claim victory. In defeat, Yuna confiscated Udius' dual disc and drained him, Yuhi, and Yuamu of their dual power. Attempting to pursue her, they found themselves immobilized due to the area's high gravity, as explained by Ranran. Ganiko expelled Udius and the twins from the Coruffium, with Ranran revealing that Rovian had created the Rush Battlers by pilfering MIK technology. Manabu aided them back to the surface, where they escaped the effects of the high gravity. Upon returning to the UTS office, Mr. Tazaki scolded them, emphasizing the adults' opposition to the twins venturing underground. Udius blamed himself for their predicament, feeling disheartened by the loss of his dual disc and failure to protect the twins. The next day, Udius departed covertly, returning to the alien residential area alone. Despite the challenge of the high gravity, he struggled to reach Badloon Castle to retrieve his dual disc. Exhausted upon arrival, he transformed into a shirt-like form in front of the Rovian bandits, who hung him up with the laundry. Eventually, Yuhi, Yuamu, and one of Sukai's skyfish discovered him in his weakened state. Yuhi and Yuamu eventually located Udius and brought him back to the UTS office. Despite efforts from Yuhi, Yuamu, Manya, Bochi, and Manabu, and Nayandestar to revive him, they inadvertently attached him to an inflated balloon, sending him soaring into Mitsuba town. Udius' cards began spilling out, allowing his friends to track him, but Mitsuko Hiramori found him first and transported him to Zuijo. At Zuijo's, Earth-Dharma particles were collected from the air and splashed onto Udius to initiate his recovery. Kawai then delivered Udius back to Mr. Tazaki at UTS. Once reunited with his friends, Udius was fully restored. He took note of the damaged valve gear and faintly remembered hearing Zuijo's voice while he was transformed. Grateful for their efforts, Udius thanked his friends and they celebrated his return. And that's the end of the second season. Don't forget to summon that like button, click subscribe, and slap the bell notification icon so you never miss another update. Until next time, peace.